Hi guys, by now you've all seen videos or read articles about being able to take a Wi-Fi only iPad and tether it to an iPhone and get its GPS signal. I was pretty excited about that too. After doing some experimentation, however, I found out that I just don't really believe that's the case at all. So we're set about to do some experiments to kind of show you what I mean. So here you can see my iPhone and it says personal hotspot, one connection. And here's the iPad down here and it's connected. And you can see it's got the little double rings, which shows that it's in tethering mode. So let's take this out on the road and watch what the maps does. So as you can see, it's updating. It's not terribly accurate, but it's definitely moving, and it's definitely trying to track where I'm going. So on first impression, that gives you the idea that, okay, maybe this thing's really working. So the question is, how can we prove whether or not this is working? Well, for starters, I'm kind of skeptical. I think it's really just the Wi-Fi. So I'm going to turn the personal hotspot off. Actually, just to be sure, I'm just going to put my whole iPhone on airplane mode. So now, what should happen down here on the iPad, you'll see the iPad's no longer connected, has no rings, so he's running entirely on his own. And let's go back out on the same stretch of road and see what happens. Well, it's updating. So we've got no GPS, in theory. It's a Wi-Fi only model. It's not connected to the iPhone 4. I'm driving up the same stretch of road. Google Maps is loaded into memory because I don't have any kind of data connection. And you can see the position's updating, pretty much the same as it was before. It's not terribly accurate. The update rates aren't super fast. Okay, for the final piece of the puzzle, you'll see I've got hotspot tethering turned back on. I've got the double rings. On the iPhone, we're back to having one connection. And we'll see the iPhone knows where we're at. Pretty good idea. The location on the iPad looks pretty similar. So how can we find out for sure whether or not we're getting this information? Well, one thing we can do is use a different app. Let's use an app that actually gives us GPS coordinates. So I've got an app called G-Spot that does just that, and we'll see if we can fire it up on both sides. And in theory, if we're getting the same location, it should have exactly the same data. So we'll go to G-Spot. And it locates where we're at, and then I'll bring up the information. And you can see here we've got the exact location where we're at, and it says the accuracy is within 16 feet. So I'll start by looking at that, 67.691010. Now bring up the same app over here. It's an iPad version. And we'll take a look, and what you'll see here, there's a huge difference in the accuracy. This says the accuracy is within 213 feet. So let me read off what it says for latitude, 47.691985. So just to remind you, right now on the iPhone, it's 47.691048. So they're not really close at all, but the point really is that if this information were actually coming from the GPS in the iPhone right now, given that we're tethered, they should be exactly the same. I've been sitting in this location for about 5 minutes, so it's got plenty of time to have updated. And it doesn't matter how long I sit here, that number is not going to change. The reason being that it's basing its information entirely on Wi-Fi access points. So sorry to say that this theory of GPS tethering to the iPhone is false, it's a myth, and it's been debunked.